In today's video, I'm doing a lot of different things, all for fall, and in some non-traditional and traditional fall colors, so I hope you'll stick around. My name's Cheryl, welcome to Lifestyle of a DIYer, and let's get right into the first project. I don't know if it was from one of the videos I did last fall, but I was surprised at how many people don't really care for traditional fall colors. So this project is for you. I needed to remove the decorative hardware on this pumpkin, and those staples were a little difficult to get out. One of them I could never get out. Because I'm doing decoupage paper, I want to have a white background, and this white paint that I'm using, this is the cheapest white paint that I could purchase from Walmart because it just doesn't matter. It's just the background, and why use my more expensive paint? I'm using this decoupage paper by Redesign with Prima called Cobalt Flourish, and I'm using Mod Podge for my decoupage medium. There was an obvious fold line in the middle of this paper, so I'm misting it and I'm going to try to work it out with some plastic wrap. Once I had it down, I sealed it with Mod Podge. I used Dixie Belle Moonlight Metallics in the color Pacific for the stem of my pumpkin. I used sandpaper to remove the extra paper, going in a downward motion so it gave it a nice smooth edge. I used a utility knife to go in between the slats, and I could go right along the edge of the wood and trim away the paper. Some of the time. And if that didn't work, then I would just use the sandpaper and go in between the slats to remove the extra paper. I actually kind of liked the green of this leaf with the paper, but it was a little bright, so I used some Waverly Antique Wax to just tone down that green a little bit. I know this green is kind of one of those popular colors right now, but I just needed it a little toned down. To finish the pumpkin, I went around the edge in the same color Pacific, and here's how my pumpkin turned out. You'll have to let me know, do you like traditional or non-traditional colors for fall? I love blue, so I'm good with this, but I'd love to know what you think. Next is not a thrift flip. It is a Dollar Tree pumpkin makeover. And I do not like the texture on these styrofoam pumpkins. So for the first one, I'll be decoupaging some Viva paper towels over the pumpkin. I think the paper towels will add some texture, and it will disguise that these pumpkins are styrofoam. I did get a lot of wrinkles and some folds and some tears, but I'm just trying to add texture and make it look like a pumpkin, and pumpkins aren't perfect. Now, I had so much Mod Podge on this thing that I had to let it dry overnight, and then when I painted it, I added some cornstarch for added texture because I kind of wanted to cover up some of the wrinkles and folds and tears. I have done a lot of pumpkins, but I have never put roses on a pumpkin. But a friend of mine did this, this is where I got the inspiration, and it turned out so pretty. So thank you, Louisa, for the idea, and I am trying to copy her pumpkin. This is a brand new package of air dry clay, and it is so nice working with the clay when it first comes out of the package. And that's why I had cornstarch out, because I was going to put it in the mold. But I didn't even need to put it in the mold because this clay came out perfectly. I use Type Bond Quick and Thick for my glue, and it works really well with clay. I thought I would have to tape these on until they dried, just so they wouldn't slip down the pumpkin, but that glue holds them on right away. There was no slipping. As you can tell, this mold has like a double flowers, but I only need one flower to fill up this last space. So that's what I'm doing right here. And then I'm just gonna cut off the part that I don't need. I let the clay and the glue dry for a couple of hours, and then I painted it in Wise Owl 1 hour enamel in the color Foxtrot. And this is a pretty dark color, but I'll be adding some white wax. I needed to switch to a smaller paintbrush to get into all the details on the mold. Once it was dry, I went over it with white wax. And you can see how the white wax brings out all the detail. Some areas had too much white wax, so I used clear wax, and that acts as an eraser, and that helped me wipe off some of the white wax. I also added a little bit of dark wax, and really you could embellish this so many ways. I thought about adding a little bit of gold to the top of the flowers, but I decided to keep it simple. For pumpkin number 2, I just used the paint with the cornstarch. I want to be able to compare it to the pumpkin that has the paper towel to see if there's any difference, any notable difference, and is it worth it? For this pumpkin, instead of roses, I used leaves. And I painted it in Antique Villa, which is a chalk paint. So first I sealed it with clear wax, and then I added dark wax. I'm leaving in more steps than I usually do when applying dark wax because I just want you to see how the dark wax makes such a difference, but you do have to add quite a bit. And here's how both the pumpkins turned out. I don't think you would ever know they were a styrofoam pumpkin. And because of the weight of the clay, they don't have that light feel of a styrofoam pumpkin either. Oh, and I forgot to say I used spindles for the stem of the pumpkins. The next thrift flip is this cabinet door that I got many years ago from Habitat of Humanity. And it is so dirty. It's been sitting in my garage. It has lots of paint splatters on it. So I first scuff sanded it, and now I'm giving it a coat of Antique Villa, which is the base color because I'll be doing a crackle effect. I'm just using the crackle medium around the edge of the cabinet door because I want it to look like a frame. So you put down a layer of the crackle medium, you try not to overwork it, you let it dry, and then you go over it with your second color. And you try not to overwork that color either. Now, I hardly had any brown left, so I probably overworked it, but I still got crackle. And I was going for rustic. I love rustic, so I was good with the way that looked. Now here I'm using the crackle medium just on this flat part of the cabinet door. This is going to end up being a different color. Once the crackle medium was dry, I went over it with one of my favorite colors, Fusion Bayberry. And you can see it's already crackling before I got the whole thing covered in paint. For this section of the frame, there's no crackle, and I'm just painting it in Fusion Bayberry. I'm trying to make it look like this is the mat. If this was a painting or a picture that was framed, this section would be the mat. That's what I'm trying to get it to look like. Next, I'll be applying this decor transfer by Redesign with Prima. It's called Pretty in Peach, and this is a very large transfer. It comes in 3 pieces. You can see right here the 3 pieces, how it comes, and I'm just using one of them to cover this cabinet door. Here I'm placing the transfer, and I need to be really careful because once it touches that cabinet door, it's pretty much stuck there. I can maybe lift it. So you just have to be really careful at that point. That stick comes with the transfer, and you just use that stick to rub over the whole thing until you get it adhered to whatever you are working on. This is probably one of the largest transfers I have used, and it's really nice because most of it is continuous. There's not a lot of little pieces, so it was actually pretty easy to put down. And once I got it all down, I took that big carrier sheet and I just rub all over the transfer, just making sure that everything is down. Next, I sealed the whole project with a matte sealer. I do have a combination of chalk paint and the Fusion paint, which has a built-in sealer, but I want to cover the transfer, so the whole thing is just getting covered with this matte sealer. But here's how my $2 cabinet door turned out. When your friends know that you have a YouTube channel and you do thrift flips and DIYs, they give you really good things. A friend of mine gave me these 2 glass containers, and I had a few of these transfers left over, and I had the perfect amount to cover one of the containers. And this ended up being like one of my favorite projects from this video. It was so simple. And when you have scraps of transfers, go get some glass because transfers go on glass so easily. And you can overlay transfers and make your own flowers. I won't be sealing the transfers because if I put a sealer over the transfers, it's going to make the glass look cloudy, and I want to keep it nice and clear. I had a few of these Dollar Tree candlesticks. I think they still have them. I've had mine quite a while, but I think they're a staple for Dollar Tree. I painted mine in rustic orange, and then I went over it with Waverly Antique Wax. I put a flameless candle inside, and I have to admit, this turned out way better than I thought it would, but let me know what you think. For my next thrift flip, it is a cutting board, which I am trying to work through my stash, so we're doing another cutting board. Now, to start this one, I painted it in the color Antique Villa. Can you tell I kind of love that color? And I'm using this decoupage paper by Decoupage Central, which I am now a retailer. I'm very excited because I love their paper. I'm also using my ruler. I love a torn edge, but I love a uniform torn edge. I think it's the accountant in me. But anyway, that's what this ruler does. And I always forget to say this, but it is in my Amazon store. It's probably the #1 item in my Amazon store. It's not very expensive. It's less than $10. I'm still using Mod Podge for my decoupage medium, and this time I'm putting a little bit on the back, and then I'm going to get my paper centered, and then I'll continue to apply the paper to the board. I'm using plastic wrap to smooth out the paper, but this paper, it doesn't wrinkle. I don't really need to be using plastic wrap. And then when I get it all glued down, I'm going to go over it with another layer of Mod Podge. I've got my Easy Bow Maker out again, and I will be making a simple bow. This is 2-sided ribbon from Dollar Tree. So that makes it even easier when it's 2-sided. You don't have to worry so much about twisting the ribbon in the middle. And then at the very end, I have a little bit left of this. I think it's such a pretty color, and I just have a little bit left, so I'll be using that right at the very end to finish my bow. And here's how my fall cutting board turned out. Now I made the bow removable, and then I finished it with a flower, because sometimes you're just not always in the mood for a bow. You'll have to let me know. Are you a bow or no bow? And here's a recap of all the projects from today's video. You'll have to let me know, do you have a favorite? You'll also have to let me know, are you ready for fall? I know I sure am, but I live in Las Vegas, so I've been ready for fall. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I am getting so close to 10,000, which is huge because I never thought that would happen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.